Still no budget at the state capitol. Lawmakers continue negotiations, but today they can't even agree on whether they're close to an agreement. Dennis Owens joins us live now at the state capitol with the latest on this development. Good afternoon, Dennis.
James, if only I knew. So we began the day, Senate Republicans say that talks with the governor had stalled. The Senate Republicans, I should say, spokeswoman issued a statement. The governor's spokeswoman says that's ridiculous. The talks are perfectly fine. Things are moving as they should. We are awaiting right now at the Capitol Kerry Benninghoff. He's the House Majority Leader. He's expected to address the press on what is going on, but they called that for 11 a.m. and he still hasn't appeared an hour and a half later. So let's turn to House Appropriations Chair Matt Bradford, Democratic Appropriations Chair. What is the absolute latest on this budget, which we should note is 1 week late as of today?
Frustrating. This is already, as you point out, a week late. It's disappointing that we haven't started voting already this morning.
What do you think the holdup is? And earlier this week, you know, everybody took off for the weekend, not you guys, but the rank and file. We said we hope we'd have it done by tomorrow. What's the chances that happens?
There's no reason it shouldn't happen. We've spent a week, frankly more than a week. My frustration is palpable as well, talking about abortion politics and those who wanted to defund Pitt. We believed we had a path forward. We believe there is a path forward. It's time for leaders to lead.
What's the snag?
Internal caucus politics, those who want to politicize funding of Pitt and other things. At the end of the day, there's an agreement. We need to move forward. The time is right to do that.
I've heard it said that technically Republicans have enough numbers in the House and Senate to pass the budget they want to pass, and if the governor wants to veto it, he can veto it, but that they should do that and move on with the process.
You know, to your point, in the past you would say, oh, there's a budget impasse. There's no budget impasse. We've yet to pass a budget. You can't blame the governor. You have to blame legislative majorities that are incapable of moving a budget.
So from your perspective, what's going on? Is this internal Republican on Republican conflict?
All I can speak for is my caucus, and we stand ready to vote for a budget that we're all in agreement on.
And when do you think that will be? And I've asked you this now for the better part of a week.
There's, again, no reason it shouldn't have already happened. It could happen now. It should happen today. This needs to be put to bed.
Okay. Matt Bradford, thank you so much.
You.
From your lips to God's ears, James, maybe there will be a budget today. I know some folks in the House earlier today were optimistic. Again, we're waiting to hear from Kerry Benninghoff, and we'll have the absolute latest for you in our broadcasts later today. That's the story, the up-to-the-minute story, James, from the state capitol. I'm Dennis Owens. Let's send it back to you.
Dennis, every day we've been talking about this budget, and we've been talking about the frustration that's been growing, and you see there with Matt, he used that word again with your interview just now. It's just very difficult to see if these two sides are going to be able to meet.
Well, as I said, in theory, the Republicans in the legislature anyway have enough numbers that they could pass a budget. If they agreed, they could just pass a budget and hand it to the governor. If he wants to veto it, that would be on him. But we're not hearing the governor necessarily is the problem here. So it is kind of interesting, but this is what happens. And again, the budget was due a week ago. And again, uncharted territory, James, in that we have a $12 or $13 billion surplus. Normally they're trying to find nickels in couch cushions. Now they've got extra money, and apparently that's just as difficult as when you don't have enough money. So we'll certainly keep you posted. Stay with us. This budget is in fits and throes at this point, but it will get done. A lot of folks are confident. I'll send it back to you.
Just a matter of when. All right, Dennis Owens live for us at the state capitol. Thank you so much for that this afternoon.